All right. Day two. Well, lighting kind of blows in here, but whatever. Um. Hmm. Okay. Day two of Day two of or not day two. Yeah, I mean it is day two, but second attempt at trying to figure out what I want this channel to be. Essentially, I definitely don't think I'm gonna let this thing record for 30 minutes like I did the last video. Couple good takeaways. So basically what I've been doing is kind of letting ChatGPT help me figure out how to get this channel off the ground. And I think one tip it gave me for that first video is just to hit record and just start talking and see what comes out. So that's kind of what I did. And I think as long as I'm kind of improving each video a little bit more from the next one, then hopefully, we'll see some progress. But it might be a slow and steady race. But man, yeah. So this one, I'm definitely not going to talk for 30 minutes. I'm probably just going to talk for like 10 or 15 minutes and see what happens. But another good takeaway I had from the last video was I went into it literally with nothing in mind and I just started rambling. And what came out, came out. It was just stuff that was on my mind, which is fine. But I guess for this go around, I think I still want to talk about stuff that I'm thinking about, but maybe have it be like a little bit more focused. So something that's currently going on with me is some work stresses. Work's just been really hectic and chaotic, and a lot of demand, both like mentally and physically. It's been a lot of travel, which is great. It's cool that I get to go to these various places and experience different things. I definitely say it is a perk of the job, but I think with anything, when you're doing it for work, sometimes you can't enjoy it as much. So it is kind of like a double-edged sword in that regard. So yeah, it's been a lot of traveling lately, and it's about to be even more travel coming up. I just got a last minute request to go to Italy next week, which, yay, sounds fun. But again, I know what this trip is going to entail, and it's going to be pretty stressful. So yes, Italy, cool, but doing high stress work in a different country, not as fun. And then right after Italy, haven't figured out the scheduling and logistics yet exactly, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be having to go from Italy to Australia for another shoot. And so, yay, again, cool. Australia, never been, always wanted to go. But I'm not going to have too much time there, or if any, to have any kind of personal time. And the other thing too is like traveling and vacationing, it's cool, but I'd rather do it with my family, And these work trips, I can't always bring my family along. It's just, I don't even have the energy to like divide work and family time on these trips. But they also get expensive. And yeah, it's just these two trips, although I would love to one day do these with my family, they're not going to be joining me, unfortunately, on these. Just too last minute, and it's just, yeah, it's not one of those. So, yeah, needless to say, work has been just crazy. It's been a lot. Also, kind of down on headcount, so And it's not going to look even better. It's originally it was I work on a three-man team. My manager is currently out. He's going through some health issues right now, so we're down to two. And then I just found out my other coworker is about to go on paternity leave at some point in the summer, and so I don't know what it's gonna look like. It's just gonna be me for a while, I guess. And yeah, everything's just crazy. And my company just got acquired, and so that stuff should be getting finalized again summer of this year. I think that's when they're expecting. So yeah, just a lot of stuff, just unknown, floating around. But I guess that's kind of the fun part of life. um, Sometimes I just wish things would just kind of be calm, cool, and relaxed for a little bit. But I feel like whenever I have those stints of everything's just like on cruise control, um, it's not long before something happens and, you know, we're back on our feet. So I think that's the season we're rolling into with work. Um, and I guess I don't think I've ever shared in any past videos, but anyways, I guess I could probably share my work stuff is I've been working my entire career, which is like over a decade now, as a corporate videographer. I feel like when I tell people that, they just kind of like give one of those looks like, oh, okay, that's cool. But no one actually fully is sure what that means, what that looks like. So specifically, I've been working as a in-house video producer specifically for tech companies. Um, so yeah, it's a really random little niche that I came upon, but it's been great. It's been a pretty cool job. I mean, I can't really complain getting to make videos for a living. I mean, there's way worse things I could be doing, and I feel very fortunate to have the opportunity to do that. Um, and so yeah, I've hopped around a couple companies, but this most recent company I've been with for a little over a year now. Um, and it's been good, but it definitely has its ups and downs. Um, but, being in this space for as long as I have, I mean, I guess to some people, 10 years sounds like a lot. Other people, it doesn't. To me, it does kind of feel like a long time. Enough time where, to be honest, it's a great job. It's cool. I love doing it. I love learning new things and experiencing it. And it's just a good blend where I can be creative enough, but it's also structured and corporate enough too. So it's a really great hybrid. But if I'm being very honest, I think there's a part of me that always um, lacked the fulfillment in my work. Um, and I don't even know if that's like the right way to think about fulfillment and with work. But, for doing something like I've been doing for over 10 years, like if there isn't a part of me that feels, I mean, I guess the word is fulfillment. Yeah, I'm just going to use that word. There's a part of me that doesn't feel fulfilled after over 10 years of doing this. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just like raising a flag. And I feel like I have these moments every so often, especially when work gets tough and stressful. So I've been having this feeling lately, this lack of fulfillment, and the emotional side of me is just like, find a new job, jump ship, go somewhere else, do something else, change your career, and completely pivot your life around, and you know. But I know realistically that's not in the cards. I have a family, I have responsibilities. I can't just make rash decisions like that that'll affect other people. But it is something I do want to kind of excavate a little bit more and trying to see, okay, where maybe it might not be through my job, but maybe there's other areas where I can find this sense of fulfillment. And so I think I did a bit of introspection, maybe a little too much introspection to be honest, but I think the key thing to this like lack of fulfillment that I'm feeling has to really boil down to helping and serving others. If I'm being very honest with myself and really assessing my life and what I do on a day to day, I cannot say, outside of my family obligations and as my duties as a husband and a father, I can't say I'm really proactively serving and helping people, especially the ones that really do need help. And I do feel like ultimately that is like this deep calling for me. I would argue that's like a calling for everybody, is to finding some area in your life where you're serving and helping people. And so I think that's something I want to dive into more, figure out what that looks like, figuring out how to use my gifts and treasures and blessings to be useful and to help people. And I don't know if that's through work, through a different career, through outside of work, through outreach, whatever. But it's something that I definitely want to explore and document in this video. I don't know. Maybe doing these types of videos is that thing that could help someone that's watching. I don't know. But yeah, that's just been something that's been on my mind lately. I really want to, my 37th birthday just passed a few weeks ago, and I was doing some research, and I think there's like this old thing. I don't know what you call it, but like not a stereotype, but this old way of thinking where we think of like a midlife crisis being in like your 40s and 50s. But when you actually do the math and calculate like actual life expectancy and things like that, it turns out your midlife is actually kind of in your mid 30s. And so, yeah, obviously turning 37 has got me thinking about that and feeling like, okay, wow, I guess I'm really at like the midway point in my life and my career and stuff, and just looking back on all that's happened and that I've accomplished and that I want to accomplish more. Yeah, it's just kind of got me like inspired in a way, and kind of reassessing certain like priorities and things for myself. But I think one big shift that I am taking away from this midlife point is this aspect of wanting my life to be something a bit more than just what's in my zone, my comfort zone, like my immediate family, my friends, myself. I just want like a bit more of a purpose-driven life outside of that, where it looks like I'm making more impact on people's lives that actually need help, and finding ways where it makes sense for me to do so. And so, yeah. So that's kind of like my midlife revelation or pivot, if you will. But again, I'm going to just explore that from here on out, kind of see what that looks like. Hopefully it shows through me documenting and making these videos. But yeah, this is day 2 of trying to figure out what I want this channel to be. to be about and just documenting stuff. And I'm gonna stop it right here. I think the last video was 30 minutes, so I'm cutting that in half. 15 minutes of me rambling again, I guess. Also, by the way, I'm not watching any of these videos, so, and I'm not really editing these videos unless like I absolutely have to take some stuff out, which the first video I had to just like black out a lot of the screen here and there just because I had like street signs and neighborhood signs in the background. I definitely don't want to be showcasing where I live. Stupid me, I didn't even think about that while I was recording. But anyway, something that I learned. It's a takeaway. So, yep, I'm gonna stop rambling. Hopefully there's something here that was worth watching and saying. But until next time.